Hello and welcome back. I'm Zach By. Your favorite hosts at Sports Radio 104.3 The Fan are back at it with yet another top 10 list. But this time, it's the 10 best drafted players in the history of the Broncos. The list will work the same as the last, as in we had all the hosts here at The Fan sit down and rank every player. And then we take all those scores and create an average. And just a quick note, you won't find John Elway number 1 on this list. As you remember, he was drafted by the Baltimore Colts. So who is number 1? Well, in order to get there, we have to find out who 10th is first. So, without further ado, the 10th best draft pick in the history of the Denver Broncos.
Well, Tom Jackson was obviously incredible. And when I was a little kid, in the 3rd grade in Steamboat Springs, I think it was Oak Creek Elementary School in Steamboat Springs, all I wanted for Christmas was an Orange Crush t-shirt. And Tom Jackson was the leader of the Orange Crush.
As a guy, I think he was the first player here to look at the Raiders as a team that not only had to be beaten, but could be beaten.
It was that 1977 team, and they beat the Raiders to get to the Super Bowl, and there's Tom Jackson yelling at John Madden, "How you like that now, fat man?"
He took no nonsense from anybody, whether it was players on the field or even John Madden. It's all over, fat man, right?
Tom Jackson, my man, love Tom. He's part of that Orange Crush defense, and I think that he was the captain of attitude for that team. That's a pretty good list if he's number 10.
I think he's as good a broadcaster as he is a football player, but I mean he was the heart of the Orange Crush, so he has to be in there.
Tom Jackson's impact, I think, is more than just his time at the Denver Broncos. Obviously, you have to include his time at ESPN, where he always gives the Broncos a little love and extra shout out. So, yeah, he deserves that top 10 spot.
Tom Jackson, people know him more so from ESPN, but I remember him from that first Super Bowl of the Broncos.
Tom is one of my good friends, and Tom Jackson was a great player and just a great mentor to me at ESPN when I got to ESPN. Like the first time, and I didn't really know Tom Jackson, I had met him as a player, but as soon as I walked in the building, Bronco! He would always say, Bronco! And, big hugs and stuff. And so you could see the kind of leadership that he would provide to a football team because he provided that kind of leadership at ESPN, that kind of camaraderie as an analyst, but a great football player.
I know Tom probably wasn't the best player on the 1977 Super Bowl team, but he was unquestionably the emotional leader. And no one made more big plays in the big moments that Tom Jackson did.
But Tom Jackson was the emotional centerpiece of the original Orange Crush.